Hey there, good looking. Join me for this total body strength workout where we're going to place a little bit more focus on a few of the areas that can be what we consider our troublesome areas. So your triceps, our abs, in particular the lower portion of the abdominals, and our thighs and inner and outer thighs. Now, this is also an all levels workout, and I'm going to show modifications if you have osteoporosis for some of the core drills. Now, for equipment, I recommend you grab yourself a couple of pairs of what you deem are moderate weight dumbbells. For reference, I have a pair of 10s and 12s. All right, let's go get started. All right, before we get started, if you have a fitness watch, you might want to turn that on. For reference, I have an Apple Watch and I'm using a HIIT setting. All right, let's take it down the end of our mat. Get the feet wide for me. Bend the knees, sinking into a squat. Walk out into a high plank. Walk back. Sink into that squat and drive up to stand. Do it again. So if you feel uncomfortable or you're just not interested in doing the walkouts, I want you to stay at the end of the mat and continue doing deep squats, going as deep as you can. Try to do 1 or 2 walkouts though. This is a great way to warm the upper body up because as mentioned, we're going to be hitting those arms of yours. We also get your core fired up and the legs. Let's get in one more and then everybody join me in that high plank. Wrists under shoulders, feet mat width apart. Drop on the knees for beginners. Tap the hand to opposite shoulder. Other side. Perfect. So when we do this, we're trying to keep those hips quiet. Gaze at the top of your mat. As mentioned, feet apart. On the knees if this is too much. We have 4 more. 3, 2, 1. Drop onto the knees. Bring them underneath the hips. Fingers spread, hands underneath the shoulders. Inhale, let the low back sag, chest up, head up. Exhale, push the ground away. If you have osteoporosis or spinal stenosis, take this in a limited range of motion. So you'll still move the spine. You still want to keep the movement in the spine. You just won't really drop it into a really deep extension and push up into a deep flexion. 1 more. And neutral spine, please. Left hand behind the ear, bring the elbow in towards the right elbow, rotate, look up. Working into the shoulder and T-spine here. 3 more. Last one. Plug that hand under the shoulder, other side. Bring that right elbow to the inside of the left and then rotate and look up. Last 2. 1 more. Perfect. Come to stand. Feet a bit wider than shoulders, toes turned out. Sink the hips rear. Get into that squat again. Your bum is being pushed rearward. Knees are tracking with the second toe. So if you have your shoes and socks off, that's great. You'll be able to judge that right away. If you don't, do your best. What we don't want are the knees caving in. So today's workout, we have 5 exercises for each circuit, 2 circuits total, 3 rounds, 45 seconds of work, focusing on total body with, as mentioned at the intro, emphasis on the triceps, abs, and thighs. Let's do 1 more. Beautiful. Take the arms, circle back. Now, I'm going to have mini me up in the corner there with a couple of the moves that aren't going to be osteoporosis friendly. So I'll give you a heads up. And then the first move, which isn't necessarily friendly for those that don't like to do any type of jumping. Last 3, 2, and 1. All right, so we're starting with a power press. Go with the lighter of the weights that you have. Dumbbell as racked. From this position, we are going to jump back, and when we do, we sink into a lunge and drive the dumbbell up. If jumping isn't your thing, you'll take it back, lunge, and press at the same time. And you can take that lunge really minimum too if your knees are sensitive. So let's give it a try. Tighten up the core with the other, by tightening a fist in the other hand. Drive up, sink down. Now again, you can jump or step back. You can drop that back knee as deep as it feels comfortable for you. So it might be just a slight bend. We have 45 seconds of work. Woo! Quick transition, 15 seconds only, and then we'll do the other side. Keep those feet hip width and jump back hip width. That's going to help you with your balance. My advanced people, knees coming right down to that ground. Time. All right? This is how we roll today. March it out in between. So again, step back, jump back, doesn't matter. Now let's take a fist in that non-working hand. Make a fist, fire up the core. Ready? Find something stationary to stare at to help you with your balance, because it is being challenged in a lunge pattern. So here we're hitting triceps, whoo, shoulder, and then thighs. And then guess what? Core. So this kind of hits all those areas I was talking about in the intro with one move. Let's get one more in here. Woo! All right, I want you to mirror me, dumbbell in this hand. Whew. You're gonna take your arm up, dumbbell in the other hand, mirror me, this leg up. Now, bring this foot in a little bit, so it's on a bit of an angle. Push your hips back, slide your hand down, all the way, forearm to ground, take a look at where that dumbbell is. You want it lined up with the shoulder, and then reverse. If this doesn't feel right, drop down to a lighter weight, or do no weight. Here we're hitting the muffin top, which tends to be an area people don't like. Remembering again that none of these moves are going to burn fat in the area I'm indicating. What we're doing is strengthening the muscles in the areas that I'm indicating. You cannot spot reduce, so please don't believe the bullshit happening out there on the internet that you can. One more. Okay? Bring the dumbbell down. Let's do the other side. So we want our open stance. I've got my toe lined up to the outside of the edge of my mat there in the corner. Now I'm going to push the bum back, tuck my back toe under, slide my hand down, come down. Now I use my glute as well as that thigh to come up, keeping that hand above my shoulder the entire time. So if fat loss is your goal, that's why you're doing this workout, to tone, and you thought, oh, maybe I can get rid of the fat behind my arms or my muffin top, we can do these workouts to help strengthen those muscles. And then if you're in a calorie deficit diet, then you'll attain your goals. Again, we got to use that glute to come up. All right, super important. So back toe is tucked under. Push up. Good job, you. All right, let's take the dumbbell down. We're moving into a lower ab move. If you shouldn't be crunching, osteoporosis, spinal stenosis, you'll be doing a dead bug up in the corner with mini-me. Everybody else, hands light under the bum. Roll the tailbone up and back. Breathe out. So don't swing the legs. You want to use your abs for this, not momentum. Exhale as the legs are coming up, stamping the ceiling with the feet. If you're having a real tough time with this, bend the knees for me and think about bringing the knees into the chest like that. So lots of options for you. This is our last move of the series. We're going to take it back to that power press when the timer goes. Woo. All right, come on up. Grab that dumbbell. Okay? Mirror me. Dumbbell in this hand, rack it up. Make a fist with this hand. Step or jump back. 3, 2, 1, go. Land soft. Arms straight. My advanced people, back knee coming all the way down. Pace yourself. 45 seconds of this is no joke. One more. March it out. Woo! Man, we're starting out with a bang on this workout, aren't we? Yep, I'm not messing around. But this workout is doable for wherever you are in your fitness journey. It's going to challenge you, but it's doable. It's all dependent on your speed of movement, depth of movement, and weight you're lifting. Go. So that's why I can safely train a beginner to someone advanced. As long as you are doing your job and grabbing the appropriate weight and going at the appropriate speed of where you're at right now. Time. March it out. Woo! We'll keep the dumbbell in this hand. Take it down. Whatever side the dumbbell is on, that's the leg that's up. Back toe is what? Tucked under. My heel is in a bit. Arm is straight up. Push the hips back. Slide the hand down my thigh onto the floor. Forearm on the ground. Now I'm going to look at my dumbbell because where do I want it? Right above that shoulder. You got it. How am I getting up? Core as well as glute. So this is a lot of oblique here, or that muffin top. And then we've got, oh gosh, so much more going on. This is so cool. Please keep an eye on that dumbbell. You want that arm lined up with that top shoulder. Let's get in one more here, you guys. Woo. I like that one. All right, so my toes out in an angle. So again, my knees kind of lined up with the back corner of my mat. Let's get that arm up. Imaginary duct tape over that elbow to keep that arm straight. Hips go back, hand slides down, forearm to ground. Take a look at your hand. Where is it? Good. Now drive up. Push through that back foot. Push through that back glute. Don't let that arm travel behind. I invite you to get rid of the dumbbell or drop down to a lighter weight if that's what's going to help you learn the movement. Reverse curls coming up. All right. You're either reverse curling with me or you're dead bugging with mini-me. If you're with me, hands are just under the bum a little bit. Legs up, or maybe you've decided to keep those knees bent because you just weren't getting the height and the bum wasn't coming off the ground. So a bent knee is more effective for you. Otherwise, up, stamp the ceiling. Breathe out, stamp the ceiling. You want to make it harder, stamp the ceiling. Now lower both heels down. So we're not just dropping the legs, it's a slow lower, maintaining a neutral spine, not letting that low back pop off our mat. Adds a bit more to the abs. All right, come to stand. This is our last set, and then we'll grab a water break and move into a new series. Here we go. Whew. All right, dumbbell in this hand. Make a fist with the other. Brace the abs. Jump back, step back. My advanced people, drop it down. Come on. Drive it up. Add a little impact. See how it feels. Maybe drop the dumbbell down. See if you can do it with a lighter weight or no weight. Let's work on your power. Work on your bone health. Add that impact. One more. And rest. Whew. Okay. March it out. This is going to turn into a bit of a cardio workout today too. Forgot to mention. Tighten up the hand. Brace those abs. 3, 2, 1. Arm up. Go. 2 more. Last one. Woo! Ooh, baby. All right, keep the dumbbell in this hand. This leg goes in front. Toe to the back, front corner of my mat. Tuck the back toe under. Arm up, push the hips back. Slide the hand down. Drive up. Good. My elbows straight. Okay, not locked out, but straight. This is such a good core move. Ooh. Last couple of reps, come on. One more. Lower the weight down. Whew. All right, other side. We got this, you guys. Toe lined up at the corner of your mat. Extend. Push the hips back, slide the hand down if you still need that as a coaching tool. If not, you're just gonna use it as a bit of a reference. So you're literally sitting back onto that back heel. And then glute to drive up. Hand is staying above that shoulder. Really important that you keep it there when we're in this position. We don't want the hand floating behind you. That is pretty darn stressful to that shoulder joint. So this will bulletproof your shoulder if done correctly. Whew, lower down. Notice when I lower, I bring the weight down and then I bring it down. All right, dead bug or reverse curl. I'm gonna add that leg drop right away. Remember your modification for the reverse curl. You keep those knees bent. Slight bend of my knees as I lower those heels. Being hyper aware of my back. I'm not letting it pop off my mat. I'm thinking about breath out as I stamp up. Back of the neck is long. Whew. All right, 1 minute break. Grab a sip of water. Keep moving those feet for me, please. Okay, so the final circuit, same thing. 5 exercises, 45 seconds of work. There are no modifications given on this one. All right, so you just take it into a dumbbell that's going to work for you and a range of motion that's going to work for you. We're starting out with a step outside squat, And we're actually going to just tap the toe here so that we work balance. And then as we step out, we're really engaging those inner thighs and then that outer hip. I'm using my 10s for this because I'm going to pick the tempo up a little bit. So if you prefer to go slower, grab a little heavier weight, all right? Let's get yourself squared to me, please. Toes, knees, hips, shoulders. We're going to take it in this direction. Go. Now, when we do the side lunge, we're just bending the one knee. We're pushing the bum rear through a hip hinge. So same pattern or same mechanics as a squat. Your toes, knees, hips, and shoulders are still squared to me. If you can get down lower, go for it. I find if I go too low though, I start to compensate and my low back gets a little achy. So I'm staying a little more lifted. So I hit my legs and don't hurt my low back. You might be the same. Once again, you're going to get a really good heart rate response on these moves. One more. Woo. All right, nice and simple. We're just simply taking it to the other side. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1, go. So you have a dumbbell, inside calf, outside calf. Now your right leg is staying straight. And we're just going to tap that toe and then step it out right away. We have a lot working here, but we are hitting those inner and outer thighs, which can be a troublesome area for some. However, remember, we're not burning the fat from those areas by doing this exercise. We're strengthening the muscles in those areas. Let's do one more. Woo! All right, if you've got heavier dumbbells, I want you to grab those. We've got a combo move. It's a deadlift to a row. So a row is going to hit the area back here, what some women say is their back fat. I hate using the F word, but there you go. So let's do a hip hinge for our deadlift. Now bring the elbows, squeeze those shoulder blades, come out of your hip hinge. We can continue holding the dumbbells like this. This is called a suitcase hold. What we really want to pay attention to is that hinging pattern in the hips. So we stay neutral spine. I have my feet just hip width, so don't have them too wide. When I come down here, I really focus on drawing my shoulder blades together. Then I slowly lower my arms. One more. And up. All right. I want you to grab the lighter of your dumbbells and place them on each side of the mat for our last exercise. So not for this one yet. Then from here, take the legs up, draw the belly button in, anchor the low back, flex the feet. Lower the left heel to the ground, maintaining that neutral curve of the spine, and back up again. Other side. Perfect. So the exercise actually isn't lowering the leg. That's not what's training your abs. What's training your abs is you are bracing the abs to maintain neutral spine. And then we're lowering the leg to kind of go, oh, come on, spine, lift up, lift up. You don't have to stay there. And you're saying, your abs are saying, no way, man, I'm anchored. So that's the exercise. More advanced people, double leg. So no reverse curl like we did the first series. Woo, it's just straight single or double leg drops. Woo, baby. All right, come into a seated position, then grab your dumbbells and then lie back down again. It's just easier on the shoulders. All right, we're gonna take it to a 1.5 skull crusher. So straighten the arms for me. Drop the dumbbells so that they come down beside the head. Lift them up just halfway. Go back down to the head and then straighten them. Here we go. So 1.5 skull crusher. Elbow stays lined up with the shoulder. Watch your noggin as those dumbbells come down. But my dumbbells are literally touching the mat beside my ears. We're focusing on the triceps now. Whew. And 1.5 reps is giving us a training principle called time under tension, making those triceps stay under tension longer, thus creating more intensity. Woo, baby. All right. Dumbbells down, come into a stand. Taking it back to the top, okay? So those step outside lunges. Mirror me, stepping in this direction. Go. Toe tap. Hip hinge. Toes, knees, hips, shoulders to me. Don't swing the arms. It requires more core to keep those arms still. So let's use that core. Last one. Whew, march it out. Okay. Other side in 10 seconds. You ready? Of course you are. Let's go. Tap the toe. Oh, yeah. I'm feeling my hips and my legs. This one always gets me the next day in the inner thighs. I love it. I'm kind of sick and twisted that way though. I love sore legs. One more. All right. Whew. If you have an opportunity to grab heavier, I want you to do that because we're doing our deadlift and row pattern, and those muscles can take a heavier load. So we've got a suitcase hold, feet hip width, brace the abs, soften the knees. Deadlift, row, and up. I also find with a suitcase hold for the row, easier on my low back because I haven't gotten to make sense, right? Keep going, but my dumbbells out here, it's going to place a greater load on my low back because the dumbbells are further away from my body. Here, they're staying within the center line of my body. One more. All right, leg drops. If you haven't already, I want you to place your skull crusher dumbbells just to the side of your mat, so we're ready for that one. We have the legs up. Draw the belly button in, arms down by your side. Start with a single leg. Unless you are raring to go with a double right away, go for it. Back of the neck is long for me, please. Breathe. And then double if you'd like. And if you want to try the double, but it's just a bit too much, bend the knees. Bent knee is a shorter lever because it's when the legs are out and extended that creates more tension for the abs to maintain that neutral spine. All right, let's come into a sit first. I hate people picking up dumbbells when you're still lying down. It's really stressful on your shoulder. So let's get them racked on the quads first and then lie back. Arms are straight, wrists, elbows, shoulders in one line. Now bring the dumbbells all the way down, lift them just halfway, and then all the way down again, and now go back to start. Back of the neck is long. Knees are bent, feet are close to the bum, and you're just focusing on those triceps. Now, if it's getting way too heavy, you're just dying, you can go on to one dumbbell and have a hand and hold on to each end of the dumbbell. And then that way, time, come on up. The post is coming towards the forehead. So it becomes a true skull crusher. All right, last round. We got step outside lunges. We're going in this direction in 3, 2, 1, let's go. Tap the toe. Work that balance. Last round. Oh, legs are getting tired. One more here. Woo. All right, so we got a lot of joints moving in this movement. They call it a compound exercise. So that means the heart has to work a lot harder to pump the blood to all of those muscles. That's why we're also breathing heavy. So this, not only are we toning the trouble areas, this is also a bit of a, or not it is a metabolic conditioning workout, or Metcon. Last few reps. One more. All right, if you have heavier dumbbells, let's grab those for our deadlift to row combo. Suitcase hold, feet hip width apart, brace the abs, shoulders back and down, deadlift, row. Nice. I'd like to thank my Canadian viewers for voting me for top trainer of Canada. There were 30 of us across the country that were chosen. I went a couple months ago to pick up my award in Calgary. It's a lot of fun. Flew there for the night. But yeah, it's kind of exciting. One more. Whew. So thank you, my Canadian peeps. All right, place your skull crusher dumbbells on each side of your mat. Let's get set up for leg drops. 1 or 2 legs, up to you. Draw the belly button in and go. It may sound ridiculous because I'm 54 years old, but I went by myself. That's the first time I've ever flown by myself. It's the first time I've really done anything by myself. I usually have LH with me, loving husband. But we couldn't get a dog sitter, and I knew that he would probably be bored to tears. So I went by myself. Woo, all right, come into a seated position to get those dumbbells. Come back down. Last exercise, crew. Straighten those arms. Back and neck long. 1.5 rep skull crusher. Go. It was quite the interview process, though, to get shortlisted and then to eventually win. Because I've won best trainer for our local paper for like 15 years in a row. But I don't think The bar, yeah, it's basically just voting. Oh. And I think our paper only does that really to make money for ads and time. All right, you guys, grab a sip of water. Woo, well done. We're gonna do a few stretches, then you can continue on with your day. Let's do a hip flexor stretch and we'll hit the triceps too. Left knee under the hip, right leg out. Lunge forward slightly. Squeeze this left glute though, that's gonna give you more of a release. And then take a peek, we want this left ankle lined up with the knee. Now take the hand behind the back, behind the neck, and then lean away. So please remember that if you clicked on this workout thinking that the toning aspect and the name of the video is going to help you spot reduce your trouble areas, we've got to actually do that through diet. Really, fat loss is good 75% of what you're eating, the other 25% getting in the proper strength and cardio workouts, and then regular movement through our day. Let's straighten this front leg. If you need to, grab your dumbbells to build your ground up so that when you straighten that front leg, you can place your hands here. I find it a lot more comfortable. If you're part of Over 50 Fitness, Kirsten has a whole playlist called Nutrition, and we also have one called Recipes. So you can find the recipes in the recipe playlist, and she has some great ones. And she has some fabulous talks too about intuitive eating, proper protein for our age, what we should be changing our eating habits after 50. What are the key nutrients that we should be focusing on over 50? What are some supplements, minerals that we should be having after 50? Hello, Miss Bella. Oh, is it that time? It's dinner time. For those of you who haven't met Bella, this is my favorite dog. Sorry, George. He's behind camera. All right, let's do the other side. Bells, I'm not done yet. Sorry. Let's take the left leg out, lunge into it. Now tighten that right glute. Bring that arm behind, lean away so we get that lovely stretch to the tricep. Here she comes. Here she comes. Here she comes. Yes. All right, let's straighten the front leg. Watch out, Bells. Oh, sorry, I just tripped you. Build your ground up. Think about hinging from the hip, which I know you can't see because Bella makes a better door than a window, but chest coming. Hey, Bells, out of the way. Bells, out of the way. Out of the way. Thank you, good girl. You want to think about lengthening that back of your thigh. This dog is ruled by her stomach, and it's 5:20 p.m. right now for us, and she usually eats at 5:30, so she's just letting me know. I don't know if you noticed, but the back end of her, we usually get her trimmed quite short because she's a very hairy dog, and I don't feel like vacuuming every 3 hours. But the back hair of hers isn't growing from her last trim. And we're just waiting on the results. The vet thinks she might have thyroid condition. Apparently, dogs who have thyroid issues don't grow hair in their rear end. Who knew? And release. All right, I'm gonna go feed Bella. Thank you everybody for joining me on this workout. Please drop a comment down below. I love hearing from you. And I do hope that you enjoyed this workout and that you have a wonderful rest of your day. We'll see you next one. Bye. Hey there, good looking. Join me for this total body strength workout. We are gonna, let's get that out of the way. For equipment, I recommend a couple of pairs of dumbbells that you consider are moderate. So for reference, I have a pair of 10s and a pair of 12s. Now there are some crunching patterns, some abdominal crunching patterns in this workout, so it's not going to be There's some crunching. I'm going to be crunching potato chips.